Hello everyone, and welcome to our video today about cartoon analysis. Who hasn't watched cartoons in TV? Who hasn't enjoyed famous cartoons such as Tom and Jerry? Who hasn't had a good laugh with The Simpsons? Most of us have enjoyed cartoons because of entertainment, but the truth is that many cartoons and illustrations go beyond the apparent. They also perform the social function of making us think or react towards different topics. Today, we'll take a look about how to analyze a cartoon. In order to start, I'd like to show you how many types of cartoons we can find. Cartoons are divided in 4 types: gag cartoons, editorial cartoons, comic strips, and animated cartoons. Gag cartoons. Model single-panel gag cartoons are found in magazines. They generally consist of a single drawing with a caption positioned beneath, or a simple speech balloon. They are normally drawn for simple entertainment. Editorial cartoons. They are very similar to gag cartoons. You can find editorial cartoons in news publications and news websites. Even though they also employ humor, they are more serious in tone, commonly using irony or satire. Comic strips or cartoon strips are found daily in newspapers worldwide and are usually a short series of cartoon illustrations in sequence, as you can see here. Finally, we have animated cartoons, which are the ones that we have grown up with on TV. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn how to analyze a gag or editorial cartoon related to our statement of inquiry that has to do with technology and different perspectives towards it. Here, we can see an editorial cartoon with its main 2 elements: the drawing and the captions. This type of cartoon is also called single-panel cartoon because it only has 1 illustration and it doesn't show a sequence. The Gag by Ian Baker shows a man and a woman in bed with their computers, and the captions, which are normally at the bottom of the cartoon, read, "You haven't liked my marriage proposal." Sometimes we may also find a speech balloon or a speech bubble in this type of illustrations, but it's not the case in this gag. The first part of the cartoon analysis is a description. As we always proceed in any thinking routine that we develop, we begin with the basic data of the subject of analysis and what we observe. So, we have to research about the cartoon and its context. For this, we may answer the question, when and where was the cartoon published? So as to continue with the first paragraph, we proceed with what we see. Which situation is illustrated? What are the main objects and persons in the editorial cartoon? And finally, we describe the text or the caption. What information does the text give? Step 2. The analysis. This is the most important part of your writing. It is where you connect the elements in the cartoon and how the message is given or conveyed. Remember, as in every piece of writing that we create, we have to provide evidence and reasons for our analysis. One important element that cartoonists use to make meaning is symbols. And it is this part of the analysis where we express what symbolizes what. A symbol, defined in the Cambridge Dictionary, is a sign, shape or object that is used to represent something else. For example, a heart shape is the symbol of love. In cartoons, we have to look for symbols represented in a graphical way and provide an interpretation for them. We also look in detail at the message given by the cartoonist. For this, we may ask ourselves the following questions. What social, cultural, or economic issue is illustrated in the cartoon? What does the cartoonist criticize? How is the cartoonist's opinion or message conveyed? What elements or captions are used, and how do they underline the meaning of the cartoon? The evaluation. This part is related to your assessment of the cartoon. Is the cartoon convincing? What effect does the cartoon have on you as a person or on society? Does the cartoonist use suitable elements or symbols to convey his or her message? Do I agree or disagree with the message? Does the cartoon fulfill its purpose in full? So here you figure out if the cartoonist convincingly communicates his opinion or critique. Then, as in every piece of writing or format that we write, we have useful expressions that may help us say in a formal way what we want to communicate. In this chart, we have some expressions for each step of our document: description, analysis, and evaluation. Pick the phrases you like according to each phase and remember to produce a text with the structure given. In the description part, we have the following expressions. The cartoon or picture was published on or in, and you have to provide a date. The cartoon was published by the cartoonist, whatever, okay? Then, in the analysis part, we may use phrases like the cartoon or picture appeals to the reader directly. The cartoon picture is eye-catching or shocking or funny. The character's facial expressions or body language reveal that. And finally, in the evaluation part, we may use these expressions. The cartoon is effective, convincing. The cartoon is very successful, not very successful in doing this or in doing that. I think, in my opinion, the cartoon or the picture is. So, use these expressions to make your text more formal and understandable. Now, let's take a look at the following cartoon. Start asking yourself the questions posed at the beginning of the video. When and where was this illustration published? What social, cultural, or economic issue is illustrated in the cartoon? What does the cartoonist criticize? How is the cartoonist's opinion or message conveyed? Do I like this cartoon? Does it convince me? Do I agree with its message? So, start asking yourself these questions in order to carry out your analysis. So, after taking a close look at the cartoon, we are going to see, step by step, how we would write an analysis of this illustration or cartoon. In blue, you are going to see the expressions from the previous chart and where they fit. In step 1, which is the first paragraph, a serious reading, we talk about the source where we found the cartoon. This cartoon was published by an unknown author in arabnews.com. And then we describe what is observed in it. Step 2. In step 2, we proceed with the analysis of the message and the analysis of symbols. The cartoon suggests that social networks are time eaters because of the way in which the logo holds the clock, like a hamburger. Then we talk about the symbols. Social networks are represented by the humanized Facebook logo and the time by the symbol of the clock. And then we talk about the perspective of the cartoonist. In this way, the cartoonist is criticizing the compulsive way in which society uses social networks that, in most cases, results in people wasting a lot of time. This is step 2. Step 3. In step 3, to conclude, we can read the writer. He or she addresses the elements used by the illustrator and states whether he or she agrees with the cartoonist. And in this way, we have finished our cartoon analysis. Let's take a look at the third paragraph. In my opinion, the cartoon is effective when presenting the message because of the fantastic way that the elements are used. You can see how the writer is addressing the elements, especially the way in which the logo holds the clock. Finally, I may point out that I agree with the message due to the fact that, in general, nowadays people spend a lot of time on social networks, and I can relate to it because I sometimes have left my duties behind to get distracted by social networks, wasting a great deal of time. So here, in the end, we can see how the writer, the one that is writing the analysis, is relating himself or herself to the cartoon.
That's all, folks.
Well, thanks a lot for your attention. And as our friend Porky from the Looney Tunes says, that's all, folks. I hope you have enjoyed this video tutorial. Stay tuned. And remember, details and evidence make the difference in your writing.